We've all seen huge robots in some of our favorite TV shows and movies, like Pacific Rim, Transformers, Voltron, and more. But did you know that gigantic robots do not just exist in science fiction? In this video, we're ranking the top 10 giant robots that actually exist in real life. Number 10. Saffir. Coming in at number 10, Saffir. Designed by the US Navy, the Shipboard Autonomous Firefighting Robot, or Saffir for short, comes in at a modest 5 foot 10 inches and 143 pounds. That's why it's only at number 10. Don't worry, the robots just get bigger from here. Despite its average stature, Saffir's impact is anything but modest. This humanoid robot saves lives by putting out dangerous fires on ships. How does it do that? It can actually throw specialized grenades that suppress and extinguish fires by exploding chemicals that cut off the supply of oxygen to the flame. It's a grenade launcher robot, but instead of incendiary grenades, it launches the opposite. These special grenades are called PEAT, for Propelled Extinguishing Agent. And these robots will be used in real-life situations with actual battleships and aircraft carriers. That means it has to be able to balance on a moving floor because ship decks are not steady. This is the first robot who has to earn its sea legs. Since Saffir is a robot and not a human, it can function in situations like heavy smoke or high heat that normally would leave humans in peril. Comment "Thank you, Saffir" below if you're thankful for the countless lives Saffir has saved. Then, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. There are loads more cool videos coming out every week right here on The Biggest, and you won't want to miss them. Number 9. Boeing Octocopter. Drones are the next big thing in aviation technology, so it makes sense that an OG aviation giant like Boeing is developing them. These 15 feet by 18 feet colossal drones can carry up to 500 pounds of cargo at up to 70 miles per hour. That means that Boeing's Octocopters could ship cargo at a much faster rate than trucks, and for cheaper. Amazon's Jeff Bezos has been toying with a similar idea of using drones to ship small packages over short distances, but Boeing's Octocopter would ship much larger orders over much longer distances. At some point in the future, this Boeing technology could even transport groups of people from cities to airports or further. Plus, the name Octocopter is totally cool. It's an 8-propeller helicopter. Could you imagine seeing a sky full of these beasts zooming around, delivering packages like miniature flying trucks? It would be a really futuristic scenario. Number 8. Method 2. Designed in South Korea by Hankook Mirae Technology, Method 2 looks a lot more like the mechs and robotic exoskeletons we all know and love from anime and other movies and cartoons. It stands at 13 feet tall and weighs a whopping 3,200 pounds. Although the technology is not perfected, its creators believe it could one day be very useful in disaster relief or even the military. It costs hundreds of millions of dollars to build, but it is the first robot exoskeleton that can be operated by a person from within. It's also an incredible example of how science fiction starts to look like reality over time. If this is Method 2, what do you think happened to Method 1? Do you think it's like the android enemies in Dragon Ball Z? Could Method 3 be the one that finally destroys humanity? Comment below with your thoughts. Number 7. T-52 Enryu. Some robots can be bad. Some robots even want to destroy all of humanity. But T-52 Enryu is not like those other robots. The Japanese robot is built differently. T-52 Enryu isn't looking to overthrow his human creators. Instead, it helps save lives that are in danger due to natural disasters. At 11.5 feet tall, 8 feet wide, and nearly 10,000 pounds, this big robot can lift 1,100 pounds in each arm. That means together its arms can lift over 1 ton. That is a very useful ability when it comes to saving people that are trapped under tons of rubble. Fun fact, this gentle giant's name literally translates to rescue dragon. It's been successfully tested in different conditions, like fires, floods, snowstorms, and more. It's also another manned robot with a controlling operator behind the scenes. It's got two different ways of controlling it, including transmitting a person's movements to the robot itself, and a more fine-tuned way of controlling it with a joystick. It's also able to slice through metal with saw blades on its arms. I wouldn't want to mess with it, personally. Number 6. Kuratas. Kuratas is a fun one. Kuratas is basically a big Japanese weaponized robot that resembles the Mechs from Japanese anime. It's not pretending to be anything fancy. Its creators designed it with the sole purpose of having a cool-looking giant robot weapon that you can control and ride in and blow stuff up with. Weighing a tremendous 12,000 pounds and measuring in at 13 feet tall, Kuratas can be equipped with a 6,000 round per minute double-barrel BB cannon, a powerful launcher, a giant claw, and more. Any kid would love to have this toy in their collection, but unfortunately, you'd need to shell out about $1.4 million to call it yours. A fun fact about Kuratas is that it competed in a Japan versus USA giant robot fight along with another robot on this list built by a California startup. Could you imagine if the world had a real war between real mechs from different countries? I have to imagine that it would end badly for all humans involved. These powered exoskeletons are no joke, and they'd be like super tanks that could easily maneuver around enemy tanks and destroy them with grenades. Number 5. Mononofu. Mononofu, which translates to samurai warrior, is a Japanese robot inspired by the giant machines from classic anime. Nearly 28 feet tall, 14 feet long, and 13 feet wide, this 7-ton giant robot is so big it can't even leave the building where it was built. The designers need to remove the giant robot's giant head every time they want to take it for a spin. It's got a special cockpit where a pilot can sit. This robot has actually achieved the official world record for the largest humanoid robot, but there are still more out there that are hoping to steal the crown. Equipped with a fully functional airgun, you can rent this bad boy for the low rate of $950 per hour. I have to imagine you would go to Japan to actually spend time with the robot, or pay to have it shipped overseas. If you were a billionaire, it would make for a totally unforgettable birthday party, wouldn't it? Number 4. Tredino. Tredino gets its name from combining the words tradition and innovation, which makes a lot of sense because its design takes the legendary traditional dragons we all know and love from ancient mythologies and brings them to life with modern technological innovations. Unfortunately, despite its 40-foot wingspan, the fearsome giant cannot fly. However, the 50-foot-long, 11-ton monster can shoot 5-foot-long flames from his mouth, so back up. How does it shoot flames? It has torches in its mouth, and it's powered by a diesel engine as big as many in cars. This mechanical beast is also an accomplished thespian, with over 10 years of acting experience in German theater. It's achieved a record for the largest walking robot, though it's not quite humanoid. But there are more extreme robots that are going to be built soon that will quickly eclipse Tredino. I can't wait. Can you? Number 3. Megabots Eagle Prime. If you're watching this video to learn about awesome, huge fighting robots, then Eagle Prime is the robot for you. Designed by the Megabots team, Eagle Prime was made specifically to take on the Japanese robot Kuratas in an all-out, balls-to-the-wall giant robot battle fest. Eagle Prime weighs in at a staggering 15 tons and measures an impressive 16 feet tall, a whole 3 feet taller than its opponent, Kuratas. Additionally, Eagle Prime can be equipped with many arm attachments, including a giant chainsaw, a double-barrel air cannon, a super powerful crushing claw, and more. Sadly, this robot is now retired from its competitive fighting days and was sold on eBay for just under $30,000, which is a steal, considering it cost close to $2.5 million to make. I just wish I had seen the auction ahead of time. While most people would buy a $30,000 car, wouldn't a $30,000 giant robot be way cooler? It could even get you from point A to point B in extreme style, though it wouldn't be very fast. Number 2. Vinskip Container Ship. Sure, Eagle Prime is what we all imagine when discussing giant fighting robots, but Vinskip, the Norwegian nautical cargo transport ship concept, is technically much bigger at a proposed 650 feet in length and weighing tens of thousands of tons. And it is definitely much more useful. Creative engineers have created a truly innovative design which utilizes the ocean's strong winds in order to sail cargo faster and more efficiently. Vinskip's hybrid design, which utilizes wind power and liquid natural gas, can cut cargo ship emissions by 80%, which would be the lowest in the entire cargo shipping industry. Additionally, the whole concept is machine operated. The onboard computerized navigational systems will constantly collect wind and weather data in order to automatically plot successful, optimal routes. Look, people love seeing two robots duke it out with giant metal fists and super powerful air cannons, but stopping pollution and climate change is way more important. Plus, how cool would it be to have your own robot ship to sail the oceans with? Sign me up, this would be the best houseboat in history. Number 1. Gundam Robot. But enough about the environment. Even though it is important, this is the coolest giant robot of all time. Meet Gundam Robot. Like many of the robots on this list, Gundam Robot is inspired and modeled after the traditional Japanese giant robots, which have appeared in anime, movies, and more since the early 80s. The Gundam has been a part of over 50 different TV shows and movies. Measuring in at a truly breathtaking 60 feet and weighing over 25 tons, Gundam Robot's hands alone are taller than most people, measuring 6.5 feet long. Its weight is a significant hurdle to overcome, because if the robot were too heavy, it wouldn't be able to move. It could even break, and its arms might fall off. But the engineers have done a great job keeping it sustainable and safe. This incredible mechanical beast can walk, turn, and even throw up the peace sign. Its opening to the public was postponed until recently. Starting December 19th, 2020, if you visit Yamashita Pier in Yokohama, Japan, you'll be able to see the giant Gundam robot perform his act, climb the scaffold for an up-close view, and learn all about the robot's history and construction. Thanks for watching! What was your favorite giant robot on this list? Were there any that were missing and need to be included? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and get ready for more exciting videos very, very soon. See you next time!